Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Week 4 of the TSN Football Preview Show. Following a 48-13 victory over Hamilton, in which the Bantams jumped out to a big early lead and never looked back, Trinity travels to Medford, Massachusetts this weekend to take on the Tufts Jumbos, who are winless as they look to continue their winning streak and open 4-0 on the season. I'm Harry Hawkins, alongside Bart Harvey, Henry Lucy, and George Bell, and this is TSN Football, coming at you!
My player of the week is junior cornerback Brian Donez. So far, Donez has averaged 4 tackles a game and has 2 of the Bantams' 6 interceptions. Look for Donez this week to play a crucial role in slowing down a potent Tufts passing offense and also coming off the edge and getting to the quarterback.
My player of the week is freshman quarterback Sonny Puzo. Sonny threw the first 2 touchdowns of his Trinity career this past weekend against Hamilton, completing 6 of 7 passes for 104 yards in addition to those 2 scores. Despite the success of Henry Foy over the previous 2 weeks, Coach Devaney made a concerted effort to get Sonny in the game a lot more this past week against the Continentals, and it paid off, with a lot of deep shots coming off play-action passes created by the fact that Sonny is a dual threat in the pocket. Look for both quarterbacks to have big games, but with Tufts' weak defense, expect Sonny to have a big day in particular.
My player of the week this week is Tom Zemansky. Coming off the best game of his season, which included 6 tackles and 1 sack, Zemansky will look to continue his dominance as a pass rusher in the upcoming game against Tufts. Zemansky will have to keep the pressure on the Tufts quarterback as to stifle a passing attack that averages over 270 yards per game. Despite Tufts only allowing 3 sacks this season, I believe Zemansky will have plenty of opportunities to feast on some sack lunches this weekend.
My player of the week this week is junior center Joe Magardino. Magardino is an imposing force in blocking for quarterback Henry Foy and has been a leader on an offensive line riddled by injuries this year thus far. If the Bantams hope to make a push for another NESCAC championship, it will be important for Magardino to continue his leadership ways and stellar play.
My focus of the week is time of possession. So far this season, the Bantams have had the ball for 29 minutes a game each week. Although that's almost half the game, it's unlike a normal Trinity team that dominates the line of scrimmage and possesses the ball for almost 3/4 of the contest. Look for the Bantams to pound the ball on the ground this week, get their time of possession up, and wear a weak Tufts defense out.
My focus of the week is Trinity's wide receiving corps. Throughout the school's history, Trinity Bantam football has been about running the ball and wearing down defenses by controlling the line of scrimmage. This year, however, both running backs Evan Bunker and Ben Crick have struggled a little bit, with the exception of this past week where Evan Bunker went off for over 120 yards. To compensate, head coach Jeff Devaney has used both of his quarterbacks, Sonny Puzo and Henry Foy, to throw to a group of no fewer than 6 wide receivers. Led by senior A.J. Jones, the Bantams have caught 9 touchdowns in the past 3 weeks. With another high offensive score seemingly in the cards for the Bantams, look for Devaney to air it out early and often to his several standout wide receivers.
My focus of the week is simple: run the football. The Jumbos are allowing opponents to average 276 yards rushing per game, making it the perfect opportunity for the Bantams' dynamic rushing attack to explode on the scene. To date, the Bantams are averaging 211 yards on the ground and accumulated over 270 against Hamilton this past weekend. Look for the 2-headed rushing attack of Bunker and Crick to have another monster day.
My focus of the week this week is very simple: vigilance. Trinity is entering a part of their schedule where the next 2 teams they play, Tufts and Bowdoin, are combined 1-5 on the season. However, their final 3 games, the teams have combined for an 8-1 record. It's important for Trinity to push through this part of their schedule as they take aim at a NESCAC championship, having to go through some of the toughest teams in the league.
All right, guys, once again, we've looked at the game from an individual and a team-oriented standpoint. Time to take a look at some predictions. For me, following that great offensive outburst against Hamilton, I think the Bantams continue their dominant offensive ways. I predict another blowout. I'm going to go 45-6.
I agree. I think Bunker and Crick will run wild against the Tufts defense, and I think that Trinity will prevail 42-14.
I also have the Bantams in this one. I think Trinity's going to improve to 2-0 on the road this year, 38-3 Trinity.
I agree, guys. I think that Trinity cruises to an easy win up in Medford, 42-10.
Thank you for joining us. Next week, we will preview the Bowdoin game as the Bantams and head coach Jeff Devaney go for an incredible 50 consecutive wins on the turf right here at Jesse Miller Field.